Yeah. Oh, for this shit down. Let me actually delete this. Yeah.
Hurry on, John.
Let me
Yo,
delete.
yo, yo, Lambo.
What's the deal?
How you doing, my good sir?
Hey man, I'm good. What's the deal? I'm honored to be here. I appreciate you having me. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying? For real.
Thank you. I'll make sure that everybody on Facebook can watch this. Let me edit my privacy. Of course, we are live in the BoneZone, Big Sam Heard.
Let's go.
And we are also on my personal page, my Steve Anthony Money Round TL page.
Yeah.
And we are live on Facebook. So, yes, most definitely.
Oh yeah, there we go. I see me. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
Let me go
see.
share.
There we go. Lambo said he sees himself.
Yes, sir.
And I hear him. I hear me in my ear. So usually, what I like to do is while we're getting comfortable, is start off with the song. It might be your latest track. It might be one that you personally like the most, or just one that I thought was dope.
Yeah, let's go.
So I'm gonna do Perfect Death.
Sean,
We're
yeah.
gonna play a little bit of this, of course, because I didn't own the rights to this music. Um, you probably do, right? You own the rights to this music.
Oh,
right?
I definitely own. I definitely own
Do you
that.
mind if we play a little bit of your music?
Hey, Facebook. Whoever at, he definitely could. I own that. He definitely could play that. Okay.
Right. With that said, live in the Bone Zone, it is I, Billy on the board with Lambo Warren.
Oh yeah.
Watch it, man. Yeah, that's my radio voice. Oh yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah. They tell me practice makes perfect, and I tend to paint perfect pictures. My mama said nobody's perfect, and I'm a nobody. Yeah. Therefore, I'm perfect. I want a whole fucking lot to live life like a Kuna Matata. Treat me like the Dalai Lama. Yeah, king of the jungle. Watch how you speak to Mufasa. Look, we all got two lives. The other one starts when we realize we only have one. Success isn't all about greatness. Consistency leads to success. Greatness will come. Well, I finally turned water to wine. I came up, I'm in and out of town, I'm harder to find. And you other niggas falling behind. Y'all talk shit, but y'all just harder to grind. Too bright for you to darken my shine. Pardon my French, I'm in this bitch with the heart of a lion. You one of a few, I'm one of a kind. Young leader, nigga, falling behind. I'm in my past, I'm so ahead of my time. So in tune, bust a lot of my mind. From the bottom of the map, bust to the top of the line. We make a toast, you get hit with the bottle of wine. I beat them all if you talking the eyes. Name another flame, you think how your mind. Heaven sent, pure stuff to divine. God, if they crossing the lines. Watch me transform, call me optimus prime. Angel turn demon at the top of. Yo, Lambo.
Yes, sir.
What's good, man? How's
how
your
you doing?
going? You ready for Thanksgiving?
Man, I am ready for this cold, and we in San Antonio. I'm not used to it being this cold. I don't like the cold, bro. But other than that, weekend been going good. No, we probably gonna get to it, but tonight, I don't know whenever y'all look at it, but if y'all on live with us tonight, I'm gonna be at. Is it Birdie Lux?
I think it's pronounced Birdie Lux.
Birdie Lux tonight. Shout out to my dude Boss Trip 4 Trey. You know what I'm saying? We have Birdie Lux tonight. Doors open at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Don't meet me there, beat me there. You feel me?
Yeah. That's over there off of Broadway.
That's in San Antonio, Texas.
Airport area.
Let me tell y'all. Yeah, that's
where it's at. I think in the 8,000 block of Broadway.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, most definitely.
You're right.
Check that out.
You're right.
I try to stay. I may not go there every time, but I'm trying to stay up.
You know shit.
Yeah, I know a little bit, bro. I haven't nothing else to do. But just like, what's going on?
That's definitely where it's at. I just looked at the flyer. It's on Broadway. Definitely
it's
San Antonio, Texas.
So when I have guests on as a special co-host, I do the podcast for myself. So I'm really, really always happy to have somebody to talk to. Because usually I just talk to an empty couch. I'll be like, hey, so what's up? How we doing today? And then so I want to talk about your name. Of course, you're an artist,
right?
Also on a podcast.
An actor.
The actor. Yeah, I was gonna get to that actor. You seem like you do a little bit of comedy too. You do a little bit of comedy. I feel you could do some improv type stuff.
I'm naturally funny. Yeah. Like I just got a sense of humor. Getting on stage, I've never practiced that. Like to tell jokes. Hell no.
Well, you ever watch that show? Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you ever like that show?
I did like Who's Line
I
Is It
think you
Anyway.
could probably like
Something like
like a
that.
show, maybe like Woody some money. You be like,
Yeah, yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to do funny for some money? And then he said, "What catalog?" You feel me? Oh,
Yeah, that's crazy. So, when did the music get in? You know, what came first? Music, podcast, acting.
the music. I started rapping when I was 9.
9.
Yeah, my cousin. Well, prior to my cousin coming down, my great grandmother was a popular gospel singer, and we had an organ and a piano in the apartment. Um,
She's
so
actually the one that was singing right here, right?
she's the one that's singing at the beginning of that. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, we went through piano lessons and we just had, hear my grandma sing all the time and go with her. And she went to different churches and singing. She was on the radio in Virginia and around the East Coast, things of that nature. Sung at Carnegie Hall. So prior to that, you probably thought growing up that he gonna probably play the piano. But then my cousin came down from New York. My cousin Homeless is his rap name. And same thing that
He
we
wasn't
doing.
homeless.
No, definitely not.
Oh,
That's just it. Everything in his name means something. So homeless means something. He real connected to his higher power. So the H means something. The O means something. Like all his tattoos.
it's like
yeah, he could break he could break down everything. It means homage. But he came down CDs. Well, not CDs. It was tapes at the time. Looking exactly like what we're doing now. Like he had the tapes post. He was just that guy, and I was just drawn to it. Like, because I thought you had to be rich to do it. Or I didn't know, I never knew anyone that I could touch that did it. So when I meet my cousin that comes from New York doing it, and he looked like they look on TV, I'm convinced that I can do it. And that's really where I started getting my start at. So from 9 years old is when I started. Got in the studio for the first time at about 12, 13 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are you, like late 20s?
Me?
Yeah.
No, my age don't even matter. But he said late 20s.
Late 20s, though. You know,
yeah, I'm
like
late 20s.
Person, like, you know, they've been in the game for a long time, or maybe they're youngsters. This and that.
No, I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long
time.
I
didn't mean any.
Oh, no. Black don't crack. I could be 60. You'll never know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look 90 until I'm about 150. Like, you get what I'm saying? Black just aged very well.
Yeah, I believe it.
I look like I'm a teenager. Nah, but yeah, my when he came down and introduced me to that, I was just blown away. And then I've just been doing it full fledged ever since. So here we are today. Yeah, so it's the music. The music actually started first.
Music, and first name was Lil Aubrey.
No. My first name was Player Made. And then I went from Player Made to Too Much. My grandmother, one of my biggest fans. My grandma out there, I don't even got shows or none of that. I'm like 11. You get what I'm saying? My grandma got shirts made that say Player Made and Too Much. She got hats made. We live in a project. But my grandma, hey, she a true one. You know, she got you know, when we used to get your shirt spray painted and stuff like that, you can go into the mall and then spray paint your shirt with your face on it and things like that, like in the graffiti or whatever. You go in the mall and they'll get, you know, you can get your shirt spray painted, you know, to say like your clique name or your neighborhood or whatever. So my grandma used to get me the hats or go in there and give me the hat spray painted. Her one too. So we'll be walking around the neighborhood. My grandma got a hat on, visor that say Player Made on it. Too much. She went and got it spray painted. Went from that, then went. I've always been Lil Aubrey. That's just like my name. So in the hood, they always called me Aubrey or Lil Aubrey. But as far as rap name, the first ones was Too Much and then Player Made. And then since everybody was already calling me Lil Aubrey, I went to Lil Aubrey and then grew older and then grew into LAMBO WARREN. So I probably had like 4 rap names. That 4 rap names.
You think they're all like 4 different personalities?
I think they were all 4 different times in my life.
Okay.
So notice Player Made and Too Much. That's like when I first started. I didn't even know the fundamentals of rapping. Didn't know how to put a 16 together. Never been in the studio. Never. The closest thing I had to rap was my cousin, and I knew him and met him for a week because he just came down to visit and then went back to New York. So that was the closest thing So I don't know how to get in the studio. I don't know what to do. So it's just stages in my life. So I'm gonna call myself this. My grandma went and got me a Cash Money chain. I had a Cash Money Records chain and a No Limit chain. And you would have thought I was signed with Cash Money and No Limit. My grandma went and bought me that silver like a motherfucker. She went and bought me one, but I think it was just different stages in my life. Then high school, me and AC, my best friend who I do the podcast with, shout out to Radioactive, baby. We formed already. We formed Head Turners High School, and at that time I was going by Little Arbery. And then when I got to where I am today, I switched to LAMBO WARREN. I've always been LAMBO WARREN though. It's crazy. I said it in a verse when I was a little younger. My name Lambo. My swag is so foreign. Call me Lamborghini Warren, and it just stuck. And then I just switched my name to it later on. So I think it's just different stages in my career. But this is where I'm staying. It's not going no further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got some love right now on Facebook.
Let me go check it out.
A little bit on YouTube right here.
Yeah.
We got Matt. We got
Eastside the realest. Hold up, baby.
Isaiah. We got Verso.
Shout out to Verso, man. Shout out to Verso.
So that's what's up. The podcast, how'd that come about, man? Shout out to Radioactive
Shout out to Radioactive.
Best podcast in the season.
Nah, hey, we all shining, man. The BoneZone. Shout out, yeah.
Like when you have awards for stuff, like y'all have awards, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, there you go. You can say it.
You know,
awards that say it. Other podcasts like me can actually say it and give you those.
And I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Bad for me as a podcaster. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
You know, I'm gonna say shout out to the whole team. Shout out to AC. Y'all know it's Ace Boogie. You know, behind the scenes, he's doing a lot. You know, making sure that we touch the right people, making sure that the right people connect with us. And yeah, Radioactive Podcast. AC actually, I've been lucky enough that me and my friends we got a lot of ideas. Yeah, and we're not afraid to, even from a young age, we're not afraid to go for it and put our all into it and fail. Not even succeed all the time. Like we've probably failed more than we've succeeded, right? But we've tried so much. So AC came with the idea that he wanted to do a podcast and started off real small, just a camera phone, and we going into shout out to Nika Cleaver, shout out to Miss Nika. She let us use our station. We just had a little cell phone and a mic, and started from there. Shout out to Deidre. Then Deidre, AC's sister, she started saying, you know what, I'm gonna start reaching out to celebrities and this such. She started reaching out to people. Then AC started saying, hey, can we host your event? And we started hosting people event. Then when celebrities started coming, you know, it just started growing to what it is now. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been real fun. I would say that it gets tiring, you know, having to act, rap, and do the podcast. It's like a tiring as far as like I'm blessed to have those issues. So yeah, it's been real fun. Yeah, and then we get to say whatever we want on camera. Like it's basically like we get to sit on camera, and now you get to come on our couch and we get to talk shit. Now can't nobody tell us don't say that. I can say what I want. I know what the fuck I want. You know. So
here we make sure we let people know that we do not intend to like have children watching these and stuff like that.
Right.
So we say like, you know, bitch and hoe and whatever words. It's like,
if you let your child watch this or whatever that you choose to watch, hey,
it's educational in a way though. Yeah.
I can tell them what the word bitch means. Yeah. I can break down the word bitch. You know? Actually, if you want to get technical, in HEB, in the dog aisle, in the freezer, now they might have it dry as well, but in the freezer you can go into the ground beef where the dog's at, and you'll see that some of it'll say for bitches only. It'll say that on the package because it's only for a female dog.
I have to get that.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go into your local grocery store, you know they have food specifically. Read the packaging; it says for bitches only. So you know it's a female dog.
Yeah.
And some of these hoes be acting like female dogs. Yeah. I ain't trying to call no hoe no bitch, man.
Yeah, LAMBO WARREN, man. Nice. So, reason why I'm excited about having a known podcaster on, as well as artist and actor, a bunch of stuff, is because I've been wanting to end my podcast. Like even though things are okay, but I just end it, like stop, leave, like stop, yeah. Because dealing with like mental health issues, like my depression, sometimes I feel like I can't handle it. Like the pressure, you know what I'm saying, of being able to interview artists. Not even like an interview, like, oh, what's your social security number, like
sit and
type
speak
shit.
with them or something.
But just like have a decent episode where they actually feel welcome. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have people
I feel
and they
100%
feel
welcome.
and they feel like, I don't want to fucking do a show or some shit like that. Because I think what I have to do is be more, on who I select, and not have as many episodes a day like I was doing with so many artists. Like hell, there were some weekends where I had 8 artists in 2 days. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
that has nothing to
Like
do with mental health, brother.
go ahead.
I go through mental health as well, but just saying that that's just being
Yeah,
overwhelming, and that's
yeah,
just overextending yourself. So
yeah,
anybody, so I don't think you should give up at all, because when I walked in here, I was already impressed. I know y'all can't see around and everything, but this is just a small piece. What you're
yeah.
seeing in this camera. This is just a small
This
piece
is a
of
small piece.
everything.
Yeah,
He got it laid in here. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's
And
it's
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 very
cool,
nice.
but it's just one of those things where it's like, fuck, I don't want to deal with the artist. I guess is why I kind of sometimes want to be like, you know what? Because sometimes
Got it.
like some artists they think they're bigger than what they are. Like people are like, oh man, I'm the best, and everybody's supposed to think that way, of
Right.
course. But then when you start to listen to their music, and then like when you feel Mavis,
You
sorry,
good.
our
You
cat
good.
Mavis is like,
You
hey
all
man, what's
good.
up?
You all good.
And then we feel like, man, you know what? I should be in that seat.
Right.
And then so I'm like, why am I doing this for? To put other people on? You know what I'm saying?
I had to notice that as well. I used to think that, right? But then when you start, like you said, being selective, and your cat is okay. I'm not doing no
Yeah.
killing. Um, when you start being selective, right? Because initially we was doing the same thing. We was interviewing everybody, trying to get our name up, and it becomes overwhelming. Has nothing to do with me not liking you or anything. Picture doing anything for a constant point of, do this for 30 hours. Just do this. At some point, you're gonna be frustrated, right? So, like you say, picking certain artists and not doing so many at a time. I think that it's immaculate. I've seen a couple of your shows. I think that anyone would be lucky to come in here and you speak with them. I also had to know that just because I'm not the one on camera or the one that's being filmed or whatever, that is an important job. Everybody want to go get interviewed by Tom Brokaw, or do you get what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You look at the person being interviewed, that's cool, but like the real money is the person interviewing them. Like that's where the money at. You get what I'm saying? Because they become a gatekeeper, they become a door opener, they become a resource. You get what I'm saying? They become a platform. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to learn that when it's like, who's more important? The HEB, like HEB, or the person that sit there and say, I ain't about to fuck with HEB. Like, okay, don't fuck with. Like, I got a million people that's coming to fuck with me. You get, like, I have a platform like that, so I wouldn't give it up. It's 30 people that go to HEB and say, man, I'm never coming and fuck with them again.
Speaking of HEB,
So,
HEB is actually our unofficial sponsor.
shout out to HEB,
yeah, so
Henry
now
E. Butt.
we're gonna holler at Billy. Billy, can we get an unofficial sponsor, please? Yes, it is I, Billy, on the board. Unofficial sponsor. Unofficial sponsor. This live. HEB. Nobody does more. My HEB. Thank you, Billy. But yeah,
Shout out to Billy.
back to what we're
Hey, and speaking of HEB, I don't know if y'all seen Messiah on Netflix. I was just watching the Messiah.
no.
It's actually live. It's like about
It's a
somebody.
show?
It's a show. 10 episodes about someone coming back, and they not a sponsor, so we're not shouting out Netflix. Just saying that they based it on the dude happened to make a miracle. He's like supposed to be like Jesus coming back. They made a miracle, and he ended up in Texas. They came through San Antonio. They was shot at the San Antonio. They shot at the airport, and they had HEB all in it and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was live, and I just watched that shit like 2 days ago. So speaking of HEB, shout out to HEB for being on Netflix.
Yeah. I love HEB, man.
I love HEB.
Yeah.
I love going to like the checkout line. You get what I'm saying? Where the self checkout, and then I pay for like a piece of that shit, and then put the rest of that shit in the bag.
It never rings. It doesn't ring for you. I'd be too scared to actually do that.
You got to just go for it now.
Just go for it.
I ring up 3 things at once. You get what I'm saying? I swipe one thing, but I take 5.
Oh, man.
I grab all this and just swipe this.
Right.
I'm just playing
That makes
HEB.
sense. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Nah, love you, HEB. So we have to say a side was the realest. What side would you say was the realest?
Eastside. Yeah.
With that said, I didn't know the right to this music, but I do very much support it. East side, the realest. East side, the realest.
My whole life right here. Eastside the real, yeah. Apes and gorillas, yeah. Hustlers and killers, yeah. Hope that you feel it, yeah. Who said that we don't cook dope like a chemist, yeah. Even in the summer, streets colder than a blister, yeah. Eastside the real, yeah. Apes and gorillas, yeah. Hustlers and killers, yeah. Hope that you feel it, yeah. Who said that we don't cook dope like a chemist, yeah. Even in the summer, streets colder than a blister, yeah. Look, Eastside be the realest. I'ma make them feel it. San Antonio be my city, yeah. Out here on the grind, boys getting rich. Straight from Beach Road to the heights to the six. Yeah. Parked on the curb, fuck what you heard. They're coming to the east if you wanna see the spurs. Swing and I swerve, built my serve. Swung through the village, how to holla at Lil Herb. Yeah. Welcome to the east, it's another place. Boys right here disappear without a trace. I know they see us shining, how we put it in their face. Motherfucker lives, I'm trying not to catch a case. I know this little bitch from Eastwood, suck on dick, that's just real good. Yeah. Can't blame me, you do it too if you could. I hit bases, ate my plate in the hood. I can't starve, drive for and call. Yeah. Both 15s beat the ground up on Mars. The car brand new, but screens out with VCR. Ask that girl Jackie, things know who I are. Yeah. San Antonio, Texas, I represent the East, where you can get it by the gram or by the key. I swing Dory Block and then I hit Pine Street. Yeah. I might hit skinnies out for Martin Luther King. Yeah. I flip 35 to ATX to get some cash. Then back to the tone to blend it in with my stash. Hit the pedal to the metal, make the slab through the dash. This east side Texas, we get dead on your ass. Look, this east side living, I ain't even tripping. Yeah. Wood grain gripping, screens falling out the ceiling. Yeah. Stay out the east after dark, you get wicked. Yeah. Swing dub, made a right turn on rigs. Yeah. What up, pocket block? What up? Boys want a lot. Them boys are Willie Courts, keep a torch, you get hot. Yeah. These whole thugs too, they'll take off your top. Infrared dot, put a hater in the box. Cause east side the realest. Yeah. Apes and gorillas. Yeah. Hustlers and killers. Yeah. Hope that you feel it. Yeah. Who said that we don't cook dope like a chemist? Yeah. Even in the summer.
All right. East side the realest. Lambo Warren. Appreciate you for coming through. So do you have any pets?
No.
No pets?
No.
No fish, no snakes.
I got
no
I got two sons. God damn it!
Oh,
if you want to consider them, they're animals. Fucking kids are animals.
Yeah, nice. Well, what are their favorite things to do? What do they like to do?
Get on my goddamn nerve. That's one of their passions.
That's
my oldest son, he in the video games right now. You know, hanging with his friends. He's a teenager, so he like hanging with all his friends and stuff. Then my youngest son, he's 4, so he's my little sidekick right now. So
yeah.
He all he loved doing is making daddy laugh, and, you know, things like that.
Shout out to the kids, yo.
Shout out to the kids.
Shout out to the kids. That's what we do it for. One of my sons, he actually just went to Florida. He's like 5 months. So he went, him and his mother, they went. Mother's from Miami and she's here now, but going back over there, first time them seeing our son.
Right.
So
that's beautiful.
I was fucking scared for it. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna be going on the plane. He's so young, although he's with his mom. But I never been on the plane. You know what I'm saying?
I've been on the field now.
You know,
at this point, I understand.
She sent me pictures of like the clouds and shit. I was like, whoa, fuck this,
bro. It is.
I'm afraid of heights,
bro. Listen, it is scary as hell, especially when I be thinking logically. I be thinking too logically. Like, hold up. How are these propellers spinning fast enough to keep us from going? Like, what if one just stops spinning? Like, I just be thinking too practical. Like, hold up, what's doing this? What's doing that? How the hell am I just in the air like that and freak myself out? But then flying and then having to drive somewhere. Like, picture like flying to New York and then driving to New York, doing both. You'll notice, like, nah, I'm flying. Like, because at a point in time, all I did was drive everywhere. Got on a plane, my ass thinking a 13-hour trip to California is quick. Oh, you ain't get to California in 13 hours driving. Oh, that's fast. Fly a plane. Be there in 3 hours. You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm tripping. You get what I'm? But yeah,
Yeah.
it is freaky. Like,
I guess
damn.
be like a millionaire, be like, oh yes, I'm having dinner in Paris.
Right.
Some
But that turbulence, like you know when you go over a bump on the freeway or on the road and it drop like that in your stomach.
something like that in the air.
Yeah, your stomach go like that or whatever the hell. Your stomach does a little.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what the fuck it is. That's how the turbulence for a brief second. Goddamn it, you just free fall. Like for a brief second, you just it's like the engine cut off and you just free fall for a quick second.
Oh shit!
And you feel it. Like oh shit. Yeah, you got to get used to that shit.
Elevator and kind of
that type of shit. Yeah, you got to get used to that shit because at first I wasn't used to that. I felt like I had to lay on the floor to get some sense of gravity. Like I need to lay on the floor of the plane to get a sense of gravity because I am nervous. But yeah, I understand your fear.
I love roller coasters, but I don't fuck with heights.
I don't get on roller coasters.
But roller coasters, like woo, all that.
I'm not fucking with no roller coasters.
No roller coasters.
And I posted a video. It went hella viral, like million views. We went to Fiesta, Texas, and we getting ready to go on the Batman. We're getting ready to go on the Batman or the Superman, whatever man, Batman or Superman, right? Someone that you hang, like you get in the seat.
Oh, that's the Batman.
There we go.
I mean, no, that's the that's the Batman.
Okay, yeah, because the Superman you hold on and you can hold out, right? On the Superman you can hold out like this. On the Batman, correct. So it was the Batman
type shit. Right?
This was the Batman. All right. So we like, oh, let's go to Batman. Line long as hell. Luckily, the goddamn line was long. People go up. Soon as they go around, like do the little loopy loop, that motherfucker stopped right on the loop and they upside down for like hours. Like I started recording that shit. Like, what the fuck? I said, I'll never get on another roller coaster again. Stuck for hours, like hours. Like it was up there for like 2 hours, just upside fucking like just stuck, bro. And they like however long big the fucking Superman is, they just there, just
upside down,
bro. Like what the fuck? I said, and this was years ago, like probably like 3 years ago. I said, I'm never getting on that.
Yeah. What about the water parks?
I fuck with the water park. I'm not a big swimmer, so I'm getting on the rides and that, but I'm not just going swimming. Yeah. We just came from Disney World.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get on shit.
No, just walking around chilling.
I'm scared.
What up, Mickey?
Not even scared. Yeah, that shit was live. Just we went to for the first time. I had to wait to go to. I think it was in Daytona Beach. We were at Daytona Beach. I waited all the way till I got to Florida, and I done been to beaches forever. I actually got in the ocean, went in the middle of the ocean, swum. I'm scared than a bitch. You feel me? But yeah, so I'm not even a big swimmer, but I did that. I'm about to drown. My girl having to grab me and shit and bring me to shore and shit. I'm about to drown. But yeah, I don't swim. I don't fuck with water. Like my grandma said, if it's too much for me to drink, goddamn it, I don't want no parts of it. You feel me? I can't drink all that. I don't want to be in that. That's a good way to think of things. You feel me? I can't drink all that. Fuck, I'm fucking with all this for. It's fish and sharks and sharks are the gorilla of the sea. No, I'm not fucking with you. No. Yeah, I'm not dealing with you.
Well, speaking of gorilla. Yeah. You new, I guess, what they say, part of the Gorilla Drink family.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that boy Troy, man. And I gotta bring you some.
That's what's up. It's a Mission City
mix. Mission City mix. It's a cran apple.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what it was. I seen the color, and I was like, man, it looks like a raspberry.
No, it's a cranberry apple. So it's cran apple. Yeah, cranberry apple. I drink a lot of water. Most like if I'm drinking anything, now I'm a social drinker. Like if we go out somewhere, I probably have a cup in my hand, and I'm probably got that same goddamn. I'm player sipping, you know. But I don't really drink too much juice and none of that. But if I do, it's probably gonna be like some cranberry juice or something like that. So we came up with something that I also would like to drink.
Yeah.
And then we did the cran.
So that was probably good with some vodka.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I have not. No. Again, so my house is the type of house to where we got a whole bar. Okay. We got we'll have every drink you can imagine, and that shit'll be there for the guests will come and drink. Like, we never drink that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Just don't drink now. Smoking
Well,
weed,
let everybody know where you live. So
come on over. But smoking weed,
Lambos, y'all.
weed not lasting a second. Like, oh, that's done today. I'm smoking all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But alcohol, you probably keep that. But yeah, it's
So you say you're
delicious.
more of a smoker than a drinker,
Yeah,
then?
way more of a
Yeah.
smoker.
Well, we had a Lele Marie on,
Shout out to Lele Marie.
and she was on, and I was on her podcast, but we filmed it here.
Okay.
I was just on the other side, so it kind of felt weird. Verso was in the middle. He came through and he showed us love.
Shout out to Verso.
And
We have Verso on my spot too.
yeah, that's how how I was like, oh man, radioactive podcast. What is this? And and Verso, he was a cool man. He was on. We talked about mental health, and we had like a book about mental health and this. And it was interesting.
I think everyone goes through mental health.
Yeah,
everyone has mental health issues.
Yeah,
no one is just 100%. So me, I was in special ed all through school.
Yeah,
and the most popular kid in school. You wouldn't even have known. I mean, everyone in my school knew I was in special ed, but like, I'm like literally the most popular kid in school. Yeah, I'm in special ed.
I never really showed up to school. When I did, I was sleeping.
I was always trying to get in the ISS to just find a way not to have to go. I'm gonna come to school, but I'm trying to figure out how not to have to come to class. Like how I'm here, so yeah, I'm definitely in school. Yeah. But how can I figure out how to not come to your class without skipping? Because then I'm in trouble. So
yeah,
I'm gonna come late. I'm gonna go to ISS, so I'm gonna get in trouble or whatever. So I ain't gotta come to your class.
What was your favorite subject in school though?
My favorite subject was history and science. And not history for what you think. Not history like as far as I'm interested. Like, oh, I just want to see how America came about and think. No, just the opposite. Like, see the lies in it. Like, let me go. Columbus, who? Let me go. I argue with the teacher. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bitch, what are you? But this is in a time to where it wasn't as popular to. Like, it wasn't as popular to be like, bitch, Columbus. So you telling me this was just dry ass, desert ass land? Nobody was here, and he just said I discovered some shit.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Like, what are you talking about? Again. Hello. But nonetheless, history was my favorite subject. And science. I love science. Yeah.
I know it's like I know it's called a library. How do you pronounce it?
Library.
Uh-huh. But to me, I always thought, I was like, you know what? It's called that because that's where they bury lies.
Oh, you a conspiracy theorist? Yeah. Oh shit, I like that.
So who knows?
Because that's where they bury lies.
Library.
Yeah. I don't know where they came up with the word. Somebody could be like, "Oh, the word is the prior from the Greek word is." Yeah, it could be 5 words as one, but that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Bury lies, and sometimes that's why they put all those books up and they put them up and they have them there, but they keep them locked up. They keep them locked up, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want you to. You don't want you to,
yeah."
And then they
especially our type of people, black and brown people. Yeah.
Now it's like social media, like whatever we see on Google, is it true? We believe it.
Right. Exactly. You don't even pick up a book no more.
Yeah.
People don't even use a watch no more. They look at their phone. Like technology is taking over.
Their what is it? The iWatch? Is it iWatch?
Yeah. Now they got like
the iPhone watch.
Yeah. Whatever the Apple Watch.
iPhone iWatch.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same shit. Like, what is it called? iWatch. iWatch. It's definitely the iWatch. Yeah, it's definitely the iWatch.
It's an Apple Watch. So here in the BoneZone, I pay homage, of course, to Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're my favorite group, favorite artists, whether 1, 5, 3, 2, however, when you say Bone Thugs and Harmony, you think of them. They recently, were on tour, 4 of them, Busy Bone by himself doing a tour, and a lot of people are like, man, you still listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony? And they asked me, like, yeah, no shit, I still listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like, man, they're still around? Like, what the hell? Like, what do you listen to? So, like, when I tell people that, like, let's say, like, what kind of music were you inspired by?
Funny. Growing up, a lot of gospel, a lot of R&B, a lot of country, If I was exposed to hip hop, I was with my uncles, and it was like some Master P or
Yeah.
DMX, or it was a DMX most likely. Like I got into that on my own, but
Okay.
whatever hip hop, it was some Southern UGK, something like that. That was my uncle and was listening to. I guess that was my early, Lil Wayne or Hot Boys or Cash Money, Master P, something like that. That was my early memory of hip hop. Now you can't tell me nothing about Jadakiss or DMX or something like that. I'm still listening to them, you know. So I agree when you understand when you say I'm still listening to Bone Thugs. It's
Yeah.
just it's like listening to somebody record like listening to like Tina Marie or whoever record their album on a certain type of mic. You just don't get that sound no more. So it's just like a certain sound that we can appreciate. Like damn, like I don't think that they make true R&B anymore. So we got to listen to like some 112 and Bell Biv DeVoe, and we got to listen to some of that to go get some true R&B. So what they say the same thing. We're like, why are you listening to some old Tyrese? Because you're not about to. In 2022, it's gonna be very hard to find you some true R&B. So I
Yeah.
understand to find that sound of hip hop again. It's like, bro, yeah, I'm listening to Bone Thugs, and the way they put them syllables together and flip the words and then harmonize on certain things, you don't have groups anymore doing that. So I understand why you still listen.
Yeah. Speaking of R&B, you do have an R&B show tonight, right?
Rhythm and Bosses.
Yeah, Rhythm and
Yeah,
Bosses.
R&B.
I know that there's going to be several R&B artists there on the bill. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
But what do you usually have like a set lineup, or do you just like, man, I'm gonna play what people want? Yeah, they go
So
in there.
um lately what I do, luckily like I have certain people that like, I don't got a million fans, right? But I got a good core fans that when I'm performing, but when they find out I have a show, they request, that hey, you're gonna do this tonight, you're
Yeah.
gonna do this tonight, hey, you're gonna do this. So I don't have a set list, but I do got my core songs. So of course, hey, I'm gonna be doing Eastside the Realest, um, Yabba Dabba featuring AJ Stacks, and then from there we'll just see what blend in between there.
Yeah.
But a lot of the songs that you guys are already hearing, excuse me, a lot of the songs that you guys are already hearing, those are gonna be most likely the ones that you hear. Shout out to Boss Trip Trey. He just tagged me. You know what I'm saying? We going live tonight.
Yeah,
My
shout out,
notifications be blowing up, but I do see Boss Trip Trey right there.
yeah, shout out to that gentleman too.
Yeah, shout out
I've
to
seen
Boss
him.
Trip.
I think a couple of times. It's weird. Like you go to shows and you're like, oh man, that's that person, but you don't know him.
Yeah, yeah, and hey,
you hear
everybody
him, you
is
see him on
coming
that
up,
stage,
man.
and it's amazing, man. City of San Antonio
Man,
musically,
exactly.
everybody is doing their thing, man, and I'm just glad to be a part of it in a way.
Exactly. No, you're you're a big
Getting
part
able
of it.
to talk, sit down with the artists and go to the shows and network. That's what it's about, and doing it with the sense of urgency because you know that hell, what they say like today price is not tomorrow's price, so it's one of those
You
things
never
where
know
it's
who you're gonna.
important, man.
Yeah, and you never. Let me say this. When I first started, I'm not. I'm getting there, right? And I might be as big, or I might be bigger than some of our fellow artists, and then not as big as others. I kind of like to say I got my foot one in and one foot out. Like into like the mainstream industry and still into being an underground artist. But one thing that I do know is you never know who that person gonna be. Like when I was going and doing these little shows and trying to get on the radio or just trying to get people to notice me. And I've had just as many downfalls as I've had ups. I've had just as many accomplishments, not even as many. I've had more failures than I've had accomplishments. But on my way here, no one ever knew that this was going to be the person that, you get what I'm saying? I've had the door shut in my face. I've had people like, who? And then see those same people. And now I'm on the opposite end. And it just so happened that now you have to go through me, or not even go through me, but now my social status is bigger than what you thought. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you never know who these people are. You might see somebody today performing at one of these little shows and sitting outside trying to ask you to buy their CD and follow them, and then tomorrow you'll see that same person at the Grammys or on the BET Awards or going viral. So man, don't shy away from none of these people. Don't do nobody dirty. Everyone deserves a shot. You get what I'm saying? Because you you probably looking at fucking the second coming in your face. You get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that, just when you say you've been dealing with a lot of, it's just like, hey, you never know who's gonna be that next greatest thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really like I really don't like turning down artists or turning down people. Like even if they don't have any music or some of them like their homeboy saw them on the podcast and they're like, oh, I want to be on it too. Just to be some fun type shit for some artists. But the artists that do take it more serious, you can tell because they'll have like their manager's email or like it's just a
You can just
podcast.
tell the
But when you
difference.
have people that you work with or a team or whatever the case may be, like those people talk to certain people. Like let's say if I had secretary or whatever, that secretary would talk to your manager
Right, right,
about
right, right,
booking
right,
or
right, right.
about you know
It's just structure.
yeah. So you're
Yeah.
like when you're just something small, like let's say like a podcast like this, and I'm team doing everything, trying to promote, trying to get our voice out there on let's say in radio world, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or whatever listening platforms
Right.
without without the visual,
Right.
just straight audio. That's something when you start to look at the analytics and you see even the numbers are so small, 3, 4, 5 listening audience, and then you scroll and then you see like different countries where people actually listen. Like you don't know if they're fucking people still really like listening in a different country or just like robots or whatever the hell spam
Right.
shit,
Right.
like whatever the fuck. But I'm like, all right, we're in 20 countries, so that kind of
Yeah.
gives me like a little like I feel like I'm doing something.
I think that you are doing. I know on the way to great, and I had to understand this.
Yes.
I had to understand this. That on the way to greatness, right? Chasing anything pretty much, but on the way to greatness, since it's so great, since you're trying, do you know how hard it is to get to the fucking moon? Like just think about that. You got to defy gravity. It's just so much you got to use. It's just so much to happen, right? So chasing greatness, I just have to understand that I'm probably gonna have more downfalls because I only need that one shot to be great, right? So it's like I'm shooting in the dark chasing greatness, and I have to understand that, like, hey, bro, it's probably gonna be very frustrating. You're probably gonna cry more than you laugh if this is really what you want. Are you down for it? Yes. And once I understood that, like, you know what? I know what I'm chasing, right? So even when you say, damn, are people really listening? Or, bro, everything is an accomplishment. Everything is a step up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't here yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And then just think about what you were doing a week. Like, look at all of this. This is amazing. This is something that someone will be proud to come to. So I have to learn that on the way to greatness, we're going to have our downfalls. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is to know that, like, it, the universe, bro, is a beautiful thing. I don't know people's whatever, but I'm a real big universe guy. And the universe is so amazing, bro. The crazy part is we don't pay attention to the wins. We so I could if I ask you about all the times you've won, you probably could only name like three. But if I ask you about all the fucking time you lost, oh, you probably could name all of them. Just this time, this time, this time, this time. But what you don't know is the universe. It's a balance effect. Like just as many times as you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, and just as many times as you're gonna lose, you're gonna win. It's going to be that balance, and I have to understand that. Like, damn, I'm chasing greatness right now, and just today, maybe it's not going as I want. But if I keep doing this, it's impossible that it's not gonna work out. So, bro, everything that you're doing is beautiful. One person gonna turn into five, and then five gonna turn into 20. It's about the consistency. Consistency is key. But I think that everything you have is beautiful. Like, honestly, yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about winning and losing. That's a phrase I have where I say sometimes you gotta lose to win.
Right.
And it's weird because when you get in your memories in Facebook and you look at stuff you posted 10 years ago, whatever. Like some people they have fucking new Facebooks every day,
Right.
or some
Right.
people they have them forever. You know what I'm saying? And when you get those, I'm like, man, I've been posting the same shit. You know, talking about this and that, wanting this and wanting that, but what am I doing? What am I doing about it?
Right.
And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually do something. So I got on a podcast with the audio and I just started talking about live death, everything else in between. And then when during COVID, I would get on my Facebook Live and just talk about COVID and this and that. And I was like, why don't I just, put them together? Why don't I just make the podcast?
Right.
And that's what it is. When we go live, I upload the audio. That's it. That's the podcast, because it's like, we do everything. We talk about this, we talk about that, depending on how long or how short the episodes are. Um, we try to get to the point. We try to have a nice, entertaining episode. You know what I'm saying?
That's my bad. Shout out to Star. Shout out to Money. Drink in the City. I'm just watching all the comments right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah, no.
Drink in the City. Hey, Star. No, I'm talking about. Shout out to Star. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she be showing love. That's my brother, girl.
Appreciate
Shout out to
everybody
Money.
that is watching.
Drink in the City, huh?
Yeah, right there. Here we go.
My bad. Not to cut you off. I just wanted to shout them out real quick. So these are different comments over here?
Those are the same comments.
Oh, D Prater. That's my girl.
Yeah,
shout out to D Prater.
But that one just shows YouTube comments as well.
That's my girl. Shout out to Matthew Gonzalez already.
So I guess where I'm going with this is because, I've always wanted to create my music. I went to Sam, Last of the Cherokees, First of the Hurricanes.
Yeah, when I went to Sam, I was a Cherokee.
Yeah, and so...
was a hurricane? Nope. I think I was a hurricane.
Yeah, I was Last of the Cherokees, First of the
Hurricanes. I was a hurricane.
I had the privilege of going to school with Blackout.
Okay.
So that's one of those things where you see them musically and you're like, I like do that, freestyling or whatever. And I have hundreds of songs that I've always wanted to put out. Never really been to a studio, but I felt where I get to the point where I've been to enough concerts, heard enough of these artists, like performing.
Right.
And then, hearing their music, to be like, man, Billy, go.
Come on, Billy.
Go.
Come on, Billy.
Yeah, where I got to the point where, I want to get in the studio and I want to create that music, because people only know me as the podcaster or being a third generation river rat. I'm a river rat.
What's a river rat?
It's where like you work downtown. You work in the restaurants, you work in the hotels downtown on the Riverwalk.
Y'all got a name for that shit?
Yeah, river rat. And I happen to be a third generation river rat.
So what that mean? Like your granddaddy did it, and your daddy did it?
Yes, sir. My grandpa worked actually at the Hilton Plaza de Rio in 1968 when it was open for the World's Fair. He was a bellman there, he was a bellman. And then he actually, when they had a monorail in the World's Fair, it derailed. And my grandpa was one of the persons that ran and helped save the people there. And the news wanted to interview him. And my grandpa was like, "No, I'm supposed to be at work. I'm not going to be on there."
Hell no.
No, I'm supposed to be at work. And then so my grandpa, my pops, he was a DJ in the late 80s, early 90s at some clubs that used to be downtown. They're not there anymore, of course. But
right.
And then me, I've been downtown bussing, serving,
right.
Whatever the fuck.
But did you make that up, or they actually call that?
Yeah, river rats. Shout out to my river rats.
Shout out to all the rivers. So that's someone that's worked around.
Work downtown. That is always
downtown.
They go to the bars. They're like, "Hey, fucking river rats."
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, okay. That's what that
is. Yeah.
I've been trying to get away from that whole, working in restaurants. I love cooking. That's my favorite passion. Besides music, I do have a thing where I want to create my own. I do food. I sell food out of the house right now. I deliver it or whatever, but I do want to have a time, where I create a food truck. I want to have a food truck. I want to have a restaurant. I want to have a venue. I want to have a place where I can perform and go in the kitchen and make your burger. That way I can get a satisfaction. Like, if I'm not pleasing you with the burger, hopefully I will behind this microphone.
Right.
And it's a place where people hang out. You know what I'm saying? And some people may not even give a fuck. Like that, the person that just sung a fucking hit, it was the person that made your burger.
Hold on real quick. 1 moment. I gotta go check out this burger. No. I'll be right back.
Who the fuck is cooking this shit?
And then you making a burger. Hold on. Oh shit, it's my turn. Oh shit, I gotta go on the stage. I'm gonna flip it in a minute. But that, and that's the beautiful thing, that you want something for yourself. That you also seem like you are thinking. I see greatness within you, bro. I see greatness within you. Just the fact that the way you speak. Hey, I want this for myself. I want to be able to do this and do that. A person that wants more for themselves, that's how they think. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I want to do this, and especially when the things that they want to do include them having to do something.
Yeah.
Like not just, oh, I want to sit back and boss everybody around. Nah, he's saying that he wanna make the burger. He wanna do the venue. He wanna run the venue. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, I wish you the best. I wish everything. And also, I know you say, oh, I'm just doing it out the house, and I want my podcast bigger. Hey, bro, it's first gonna start with your mind. None of this shit that you're doing is small. Like just because you're cooking that shit out the house, it's a fucking stove in there, ain't it? Okay, that's all we need. Fuck where you getting the food from. I don't give a fuck if McDonald's was nigga. Sometimes they bring it to the fucking car. They do the same shit. They don't always cook. I don't always walk in there and get the shit. You know what I'm saying? So none of this shit that you're doing is small. Everything is a come up. I remember in the projects, people used to do exactly that. My grandma or my mama didn't cook that night. Shit, whoever the fuck over here, that's what she do. Her dinner that she cooked for the kids, she also selling plates in the hood. $10 plates that come with all this, and it come with some chips and a drink. Yeah. She doing the same shit, and we buying the fuck out that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where we'll ask her, hey, what you cooking tonight? Enchilada, $7 plate. So everything that you're doing, bro, is immaculate. Yeah, bro.
It's the whole mindset. Like
it's all
even with my sweet tea, my Sam sweet tea. That I try to create a little logo and make it look, something different from like podcast. But
have it its own thing.
Yes, everything has its own, this and that. But everything is all under the umbrella of a Big Sam Hurt product.
I understand.
That way, that's like, I don't know, but I can see the picture.
I can see it.
You know what I'm saying? And then so the sweet tea, and I also want to have my own apple juice. Because here on the show, I say deuce apple juice when I'm saying goodbye. So I kind of want that to be.
What would you call it? Deuce apple juice?
That's the name of it. Yeah, deuce apple juice.
I love that name.
I even have a logo where it's like the little the worm is out of the apple throwing up.
Let me tell you, a lot of the stuff that we don't do, we come up with these great ideas, and then we watch it on television, and it'd be stuff that we could have come up with as well. I don't even want to say this on air, but I'm gonna say have you already copyrighted that?
No,
bro. That is so like that. Just out of everything. That is so beautiful, and that is so mainstream that should be like the next thing you do. Deuce apple juice.
Oh yeah.
That's so immaculate. You get what I'm like? That sounds like it already exists.
Yeah, I want to do actual juice boxes though, like. Fucking
the deuce apple juice,
like little juice boxes.
Yeah, for kids. Well, not even kid, but just
Yeah, like how we have like your Gorilla Drink. It's in that bottle. I wouldn't. For now, at first I might have to do that, but I want it in the actual like my
a whole
fucking thing.
Yeah.
That way I can fucking sell shit to your kids, because who doesn't have kids? Right. You know what I'm saying? And then if the kids don't like it, you're gonna like
Deuce apple juice is definitely. I would say that you should definitely rush and get that copyright.
Yeah, we're gonna do Deuce apple juice. We have our Sam sweet tea, and then our Sam Burger Kitchen with the food. Besides wanting to have my own venue, where we perform kind of like a Sam's Burger joint.
I swear when you just said that, I just did a concert at Sam's
like
Burger.
Like that, yeah. I didn't attend that show. I wanted to. I seen the videos and stuff like that.
We had a great time. Like shout out to Kyle Lee, shout out to Ace Hood, shout out to AJ Stacks, shout out to Money.
Yeah,
we had a great time.
Yeah, nice. We had AJ Stacks in not too long ago.
That's my guy. He gonna be with me tonight. Say, man, all my AJ Stacks fans. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be in attendance tonight. You know what I'm saying?
How about we give AJ Stacks a round of applause?
Hey, shout out to my dude AJ Stacks. That's my guy.
Yeah, much love to that gentleman.
Yeah, that's my
guy. And much love to Lee Money.
Shout out to Money. Shout out to Mari 3 times too. You know what I'm saying? Man, Mari we trying. Yeah, man. That's the young. He coming up to. He right behind us.
Yeah, I've been following him and trying to keep out. What's difficult about being a podcaster and trying to look for people to be on your podcast if they're not inquiring or whatnot is sometimes I get stuck on certain parts of town. You know what I'm saying? Like recently, I've been having a bunch of artists from like the Marbach area, like Exit 7, or like here on the West Side and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to get, I want to get some East Side people.
Yeah, and you right here.
The South Side. I want to get some people to the North Side. And who better than Mr.
Eastside the realest, man, for
So
real.
that's one thing that I do. I did wanted to mention that, and thank you for that.
Hey,
Because when it comes to repping your side's town and showing love to the city of San Antonio, it's a collective. You know what I'm saying? We're always gonna be like, man, my side's the best. Man, my side's the best. But we're like, you know what? How about we just
listen?
We the best?
When I go somewhere and I see everybody throw them threes in the air, it just makes me feel immaculate. Like it makes me feel so good. Like when they performing.
How's it go?
Saytown, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
When everybody throws Saytown up. Yeah.
Now we know. I got a show that I do at 2:10 p.m. And it's called 2:10 Live.
You don't ever throw up Saytown? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, so when everyone, when I see black people, Mexican people, whoever, when I see us all together, every time I pass up the Tower of America, it don't matter where I am.
Yeah, I was raised in Victoria Court.
I'll throw Saytown, but no matter what side of town we're from, it just always makes you feel good that someone is representing what you represent. Yeah. So even though we're representing certain sections of San Antonio, we all represent San Antonio. It's just I'm representing the left side, you represent the right side. This person representing the top, this person representing the bottom. Yeah. But if you look back, it's all San Antonio. So I appreciate that. And San Antonio, man, we way further than where we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's like San Antonio was becoming Houston, so to speak. Like it's getting that Houston feel. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to San Antonio, bro. It's definitely a collective, like you said, and everybody is a piece of this puzzle. It don't matter if you feel like you're not getting your just due right now. Believe me, everybody is a piece of this puzzle.
I think it's nice to see people, and they always talk about like wanting like to have people come together and this and that. Like now, artists are like, "Oh man, we gotta come together. We gotta come together. We gotta come together. We gotta come together." First of all, people gotta put all like that gang shit aside. No offense to any gang members or any active this and that. All due respect, we're all adults. You can bang your flag. I don't give a shit. But when it comes to like showing respect and stuff like that for the community, people should be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if they have like a certain squad and they're like actively banging and some other people actively banging, man, take a fucking day off. Take a day off, bro.
Today. You ain't tired today.
People
it's raining
every day.
It's raining outside. Damn, you got to bang in the rain, bro. Oh my god.
What I'm saying is, I want to have a show where all artists from all sides, this and that, whether they love each other, hate each other, come together in a show, and about 20 artists, and let's say 5 producers. And there's going to be certain colors, because I know everybody's all about their colors. But we're going to redraw colors. So, like, let's say I'm a producer and I get blue.
Right.
And then you're an artist and you get red. That means you're going to work with whoever is the red producer.
I like that.
So 5 artists are going to red. 5 artists blue. Right. Of course, you got to have it red. And then 5 artists yellow or purple, whatever other colors.
Yeah, that's great.
And then, of course, I want artists to be skilled enough to be able to cipher this, so we can do a live cipher. Because it's going to be at an event. I want it at it could be at Lux Verde, where they're, come up with something with the producer real quick. Okay, we're going to make a beat, yada, yada, bam, 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 bam. All right, you better figure out what you're going to say because we're about to go on stage type shit.
Right.
And have all those other artists kind of do a cipher and then have the other team perform and then have the crowd decide who. Have judges, of course, but just for that, type shit. And then just for the VIP section to be filled,
like you have a lot of ideas, bro. I don't see why you can't do it.
And then be able to have, some of the people that are there pick, the winner. Like, oh man, the blue team, they won. And then those people in the blue team, they can shit. We had a show, kind of like a showcase, but it's not an individual showcase. It's a team showcase. Like you could come with all your whole team, but that don't mean you're gonna work with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be working
because everything is gonna be drawn. We're gonna pick randomly this and that, and it's to show your creativity. It's to show how fast you are. Come on, I'm already going. This shit's live. Are we on, John? Type shit. So I want it for the lyrical artist. I want to throw my name in the hat.
Right.
As with an artist because
you seem like you want to rap bad. Bro. Yeah, you seem like it.
Man, I'm ready to put
Go
him in a
ahead.
coffin. Put him in a coffin. But yeah, I do most definitely. I forgot to say, of course, I know we're giving the East Side shout out. Here we are, of course, in the West Side.
Shout out to the West Side,
So
bro.
I gotta
I've been to
always
jail.
I gotta
Right here on
say
the
this.
West
I
Side,
gotta
bro.
say
So
this.
good.
Some people duck. I don't duck anymore. I just let them. If they're gonna shoot their shot, I let them shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh, oh,
oh,
oh,
oh! I'm gonna do that again. Oh! They're still shooting. Oh, they're still.
oh, oh,
No.
oh, oh, oh,
Yeah, because
oh.
people always give like certain sides of towns a bad name. People die on every side of the town. People getting shot in La Cantera. It don't fucking matter what hood you represent, where you from. It just matters what's inside. You know what I'm saying? And what you do with that.
I mean, people, listen. Jail is right here, goddamn it.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, no, but you know what? I've seen some of the most beautiful people on the East Side and some of the most beautiful people on the West Side.
Yeah.
I always say East Side because, I mean, just going right across the tracks right here, we're on the East Side. Like we literally on the border, and some of the best people, some of the most beautiful people, like you said, things happen on all sides. I've seen some of the worst people in the suburbs. I've seen some of the best people in the projects. You know, so it just depends on that person's mentality. But you're right, things happen everywhere. It's just sad. It's not all the East Side and it's not all the West Side. You feel me?
Yeah, man. I really want to create my music really bad. Where I put it out there, like, hey, man, if there's ever any type of producer that is ever willing to do anything pro bono, which I know that there's really not much people, but they ever see artists and they're like, you know, let's get a little something, let's sign a contract. That's mainly what some producers or let's say record labels they'll do that because like, man, they want to capture this person because they know that person doesn't have money, and that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? About money. About with the podcast, I'm not making. You know what I'm saying?
I see a lot of money here.
With the potential, that's the thing, and I know like people are like, man, you ain't gonna just be a rapper overnight and just make money overnight. But you never know with some stuff, social media and songs and sharing and stuff like that. People be like, man, this is hot. This is fucking hot. Like that's what it is. It's either it is or it isn't. And if it's not, then I'll take my merry old way back to
I'm gonna make you a burger. I'm gonna go make you a burger. I'm gonna make a burger. If it suck, I'll make the burger. Yeah. I got you.
But it's like one of those things, and then the flow, of course, like a Bone Thugs and Harmony type, because that's my shit. Busy Bone's my favorite, artist, my favorite gentleman.
Right.
I would say he's my favorite, artist.
What was that movie that Busy Bone was in?
Jacked Up.
That scared the man. It's like his character scared the shit out. He was a gangster. Yeah, Zachariah.
Yeah,
he was a man.
He had a jacket kind of like that, like you were.
Yeah, man. He had me nervous in the bitch, and then like, damn, man, I'm nervous as fuck. It's Busy Bone. He a gangster.
Yeah.
That was a great movie though. But yeah, Jacked Up. That's definitely what it was.
Yeah. Shout out to Busy Bone, man.
Shout out to Busy Bone.
And actually appreciate you, Busy Bone, for letting me be in one of your music videos.
Yeah.
I'm actually in his latest music video. They Don't Pray. It was a private kind of set. I'm in there for like a second. Like if you blink, you miss. But like on the set, it was just literally him, the cameraman, the light guy, me, my friend that took me, which is a bonehead. Shout out to my bonehead Eric.
Shout out to
and
Eric,
AC
baby.
Killer, which is an affiliate of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay.
And we had on this podcast.
So, y'all shot it here?
No,
I'm not hearing the podcast. I was saying instead of
but the podcast with the AC Killer we had here, but we went to Houston and I got the privilege of meeting Busy Bone. I was so fucking marked out.
All right.
I was afraid to even sit on the couch next to him. He said, "Come over here, young man. Just sit over here." He was his hair braided, playing his chest, and then we started talking about food. And he's a vegan. And then my boy was like, "Oh, tell him about your salad burger." And I was like, "You don't want to hear about my bacon and my chorizo and my egg."
Start naming it. You don't want to hear about the bacon, sausage, chorizo, egg.
But when I did, Busy was like, "Man, I'm vegan, but that shit sounds good."
Right.
So it was just made me feel, like I'm like important, like I felt something. You know what I'm saying? By just like his demeanor and his whole presence. Like he's like a legend, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody that is gonna be here eventually one day, like that's what I did the whole podcast for, is like to get them on one day, and through the whole time we ever accomplish that, we're gonna have as many people on as possible from San Antonio, from the outskirts, from Dallas, from Houston, from wherever.
Mm.
Just here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Live in the Bone Zone.
BoneZone.
Man, so I do appreciate you. I know we've been on for at least about an hour.
Oh, I'm not doing no tripping,
Usually these
Yeah.
episodes go, for about this time a little more. I like to talk about food just for a bit. I don't know why you remind me so much of Method Man, bro. I just
A lot of
wanted to
people have
say
said.
that.
A lot of people
You know
have
what I'm saying? I
have
just wanted
said
to
that shit.
mention that. I do fuck with the Wu. Shout out
A
to
lot of people.
Wu-Tang.
Hey, shout out to Wu-Tang. Shout out to Method
I
Man. I've
guess
heard
maybe
that before.
it's not
I've heard. Hey, I
glasses,
would be honest. I
or
have.
BD,
I have heard that a lot of times. This Lambo now,
is
but
that
I've heard a lot of times that I resemble or that we resemble each other.
yeah, it's a compliment.
Yeah, it's a
And he's
compliment.
an awesome artist.
Very nice
too.
looking gentleman. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a nice looking gentleman. Hey, I appreciate the
Shout
compliment.
out to Method Man.
Shout out to Method Man. You know what I'm saying? Wish him the
Yeah.
best.
Nice. So I like to talk about food real quick because I'm a foodie with my Sandburger. When you let's say are either being served or if you're in the kitchen doing it yourself, well, what do you prefer? So give me two answers.
Like prefers what?
Like you being served like in a restaurant, or wifey, or mom, or
So what do I
grandma?
like being served, or what, or which do I prefer, being served or cooking?
No, either. Well, I want two answers. Like if you have like a dish that let's say when you go to a restaurant or mom likes to cook.
Oh yeah. So and I'm a great cook. They
Yeah.
call me Chef Boy Aubrey.
Okay.
You feel me?
Chef Boy Aubrey.
You feel me?
I bet.
But I like some. My girl's a very good cook as well. So anything that she cooks. But if I go to a restaurant, I'm standard. I'm probably gonna get a steak or some ribs.
Yeah.
I can go to the best restaurant where they say we got the best meatloaf. That's cool. I want a steak. Or we got the best whatever. I'm gonna get some ribs. So I really love ribs and steak. Fried chicken. Fried chicken type. Yeah, some enchiladas maybe. So I like being served that. I probably could eat that. My favorite food probably would be like some my great grandmother's sweet potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like God made those.
Yeah. I did.
Did God put his hand in this? But yeah, so that would be did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that would probably be
and then what about when you're in the kitchen?
What
What's
I like
your
to say.
specialty? Do you have a
I'm gonna throw those. Yeah, I'm gonna throw those sweet potatoes on there because right now Thanksgiving, my girl mom is requesting me make the sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna probably put the sweet potatoes on there. Some nice chicken, some cornbread, some macaroni, some collard greens. I'm getting hungry
on
right
Thanksgiving. What's things they set the table up?
Mm-hmm.
What are things that you don't fuck with?
I'm not a real big turkey eater. I don't like turkey. Turkey just too dry. I don't eat beets or not beets. Not beets. What is it?
I know
cranberry. What's the cranberry sauce?
sauce?
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't eat that. I don't eat banana pudding. I don't eat that. I don't eat pie of no kind. I hate pie.
Damn.
My great grandmother just used to make me just a crust. Of course, I've been to Pope's place.
Do you have any of his plate of his pie?
No, I don't eat pie at all. So I would never even taste his pie. Now, it's probably delicious.
Yeah.
But I'm not a pie. I don't like cream all in the donuts. And my great grandmother, she was a chef as well. A singer. Okay. She also was a chef. And since I don't eat pie, my great grandmother used to just make me the pie crust. The same way as a pie, but instead of putting the pie and just cinnamon, put the butter on there, so it should just make me the pie crust. It tastes similar, those apple pies you get from McDonald's.
Oh man. Yeah.
But picture just the crust without the apple shit in it. So my grandma used to make me just that because I'm not a pie eater. I don't like pie. Just the
pie crust pie.
And inside the pie thing, without the shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but I'm not a pie. So during Thanksgiving, like I'm definitely probably not gonna eat too much turkey.
None of that. So besides your gorilla drink,
all
right. What are like other things that you would like to have? Like there's some people like have shoes. Like Jordan has shoes. Some people have the glasses. They do this and that. Like what's something that you think that you'll be able to advertise and market with your name on it? If you could come out with something. Besides your really drink.
Right, and we coming out with shirts, hats, we got all that posters, but all of that just is me specifically.
Yes, sir.
I think if I came out with let me think. That's a good question. I've never been asked. That's a good question.
Like let's say like a Kenneth Durant. He's a big sock guy. He's into
so
freaky socks.
Okay.
So I thought, hey, socks. You should do your socks. That'll be something where people will be like, I'm over here like picking up my feet, trying to show you my socks. But
let's think.
Well, like it's one of those things where people would know, oh, that's that person.
I would probably do like some cologne.
Okay.
Maybe. And not too expensive. Like just expensive enough to where you know that it's good cologne, but cheap enough for everyone to afford it.
Would you set it in like Walmart, Targets, or in the mall?
No. I need my shit right there by where they selling Burberry Touch at and shit like that. 1 million,
Macy's type.
Yeah, but honestly, I would sell it. I'm gonna be honest. I would take the Shaq approach. I would probably sell it anywhere where they'll buy it. I probably would sell that Walmart shit. You know what I'm saying? Think about 20 million people going to Walmart. 1 million people gonna go into Gucci.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then 10% of those million are probably gonna buy it. And then 10% of those 20 million are probably gonna buy it from Walmart. So it's like my percentages is probably higher if I put it in Walmart. But it probably would be something like I got a Bow Wow do-rag on. Those are some comfortable ass do-rags.
Yeah.
Those are great do-rags.
A name for your cologne, what would you name it? Right off the bat.
Ooh, I would probably name it Prince Mku.
Say that again?
Prince Mku. That's good.
Okay.
Or, they like all them little fancy. Yeah, probably like Prince Mku. So Prince is my oldest son, and then Mku is my youngest son, which means Prince in Swahili.
Oh, well, there you go. That's perfect.
They both mean Prince. One is just Prince in English, and then Mku is Prince in Swahili. So it is Prince Mku, which is Prince. If you
have a nice little lettering and stuff.
Yeah, my girl, her
by LAMBO WARREN.
Yeah, we all DeAndre, right? Like we all got DeAndre in our name. So my girl, her company, she got a salon off Paramount. It's called Johanse Dre. So something elegant, something nice.
Yeah.
With a
nice lettering.
Yeah, with
the swirls is all about
those. One of them shits.
What's it called? The brush script?
I don't know. Calligraphy? I don't know. But just thinking offhand, it'll probably be some cologne. It'll probably be some cologne, something like that. Just thinking offhand.
Anybody watching right now, would y'all buy some LAMBO WARREN?
Would y'all buy some of my cologne?
Yeah, if you made some cologne.
Would y'all buy my cologne? Let me tell you, I like mixing the cologne. When I like going to get the cologne.
Maybe that's what you can do to make it. You can just
I go get them mixed. I like mixing. I'm about to put y'all on. Go get some, and I'm not saying mix it like, no, you got to go get the oils of these colognes. So you'll go get like Burberry Touch, but go get the oil, not the spray. Go get the oil, and then go get the oil of 1 million. I ain't got none of it on right now. My girl just actually went and bought me some new shit now, and we mix each other. So I have it on tonight, but 1 million and Burberry Touch, the oils. Get them to mix those two in one vial. Mix them up. That shit is immaculate. Burberry Touch is one of my most favorite. Like that's my favorite cologne. And the next to that is 1 million. But those two mixed together would be beautiful. So if I was able to make my own cologne and go through it, would probably have some of those hints in it.
I'm sure there's ways where you can do something like that and actually create your own cologne. It's like what they do with like tequilas and spirits.
It's the same tequila. They just mixing this shit up and making their own shit.
Spirits. So that's what's up, man.
Yeah. Would you wear some of my cologne?
I would. Yeah.
I'll give you some.
Like I wear Cannabis by Men. But
that's my new cologne.
That's for men. But man, like if it was one of those things, it was like a supporting thing, man. Yeah. Fuck yeah, I'll put that shit.
And I'm gonna bring you some shit too, just so you know.
Be like, that's what I like to do on the table. I have a lot of local artists that bring me stickers or some of the CDs and stuff like that. Of course, we're gonna get you to sign my skull,
the gold skull.
But man, I appreciate you coming on.
Of course, bro. I appreciate you having me.
You've been fun, of course, to have
Thank you.
One of the podcasters from Best Podcast in the City of San Antonio.
Hey, man.
They got an award for it. How did that happen? Like,
So you get nominated first. So honestly, let me tell you this: we don't know. They hit us up and they first told us that we was nominated. The magazine, they just hit us and said, "Hey,
yeah,
you
that's what
guys
I'm
are
trying to
nominated."
figure. I'm like,
Right? Yeah, and I don't even mind. It wasn't nothing immaculate. I would be.
I'm like, yeah,
This was 100% organic.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was not anything to where we went and talked to someone and said, "Can we do this?" So what happened was, Deidre hits me and Ace and said, "Hey, let me get an email. Say, hey, you guys have been nominated." So Deidre tells us about the email. We all got access to the email, so I don't know why we didn't go look. But Deidre's like, "Hey, y'all see the email?" No, we're nominated.
Not everybody's
So,
just chilling, waiting on their
exactly.
emails. Like,
Deidre usually looks at that. So we see that we're nominated. All right, cool, thank you. Now we're nominated. So then
how's that feeling?
it felt real good because let me say this. It felt good for me for AC. Like I felt good for my brother because
All the hard work.
and going through like the trials and tribulations, is this gonna work or anything? He needed something to show, that hey, look, it's working. Even though he already has faith in it, right? But it's somebody acknowledging that. So just being nominated, he was so excited. Which I'm already excited, but it's like imagine you being excited for something and I'm a Debbie Downer. So it made me more excited that he was excited too. I'm already excited.
Yeah.
So then they email us again. Now we don't know how to do any of this. Thank you. They email us again and say, hey, you guys won, actually. We like, what the fuck? So then we go look at everybody that's on there, like, damn, they got this person, this person. Now we interested. Being nominated, oh, we happy.
Yeah.
Then they email us and tell us that we won. And they're gonna hold a ceremony and do all of this. And that's how it happened. Did feel good. Again, any type of recognition.
Yeah.
If you was walking in HEB, I think that's what we do it for. More than the money, we do it for the acknowledgement. If you was walking in HEB or walking down the street and somebody said, "Hey, Steve from, what I'm saying, from the BoneZone, what up, bro?" Just that right there.
Yeah.
That makes you feel immaculate. You get what I'm saying? Just the acknowledgement, as opposed of if I just walk by and say, "Hey, bro, you my dude, here go $10." You appreciate the $10, but just being acknowledged for something that you do and the work that you put on, especially when you're putting your all. You're not going to somebody else's corporation and doing this or going to someone else's job doing this. This is yours. So it did feel real good. And like I said, it felt even better because I got to see my friend enjoy something that, you get to sit back and be like,
yeah,
good job. So it did feel real good.
Nice, man. Yeah, I really do appreciate you for being on for me as a podcaster and being like kind of like down about situations and this and that. Like it kind of like it's something that I needed, especially the time
Right.
Of you being here. I believe in like things happen for a reason and a bunch of type stuff, and it's important that that when we're here that we appreciate those people that paved ways in any direction.
Right.
Like our podcasts are totally different.
No, yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, I see a lot of similarities as well. You're very articulate. You know how to speak. You're very fun. I see the setup different, but I see the premise and the information. You're not just sitting here talking about bullshit. We get on in the podcast but it's a mixture. Like we go in there and talk about bullshit too, but when you leave, you also gonna leave with knowing 2 times 2
some
is
type
4.
of knowledge. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I see that here as well. You got a very nice setup. This is nice. So and I appreciate everything. But this is nice as well. I'm not too big. Some people they think that they have to in order for their thing to get big, they gotta push yours down. They gotta step on yours to get up. It's like, nah, the people that view yours probably don't even look at mine and vice versa, but we can bring them together. It's enough people out here to watch all the
That's
podcasts.
what I'm trying to do with that event where I have all these artists work together and stuff like that because I think it'd be fun.
Right.
And then also have all the podcasters come out and do all that stuff. Like, so I'm at the point where I don't know if I'm going to be, here long doing it, but I know that while I'm here doing it, I need to enjoy it.
I would say if I could suggest anything, I would say just don't overextend yourself to make it fun again.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Instead of, like you said, 30 artists or 20 artists, like why? For what? I would say if we're really trying to get the name out, that's just me.
Yeah.
I would say let's stick with the artists, we do 4 episodes a month.
Yeah.
We only shoot on Wednesday. So we only doing 4 episodes a month. That's not every Wednesday is when we do an episode.
Yeah.
So it's not overdoing ourselves. It's giving us time to still enjoy it. Now imagine us doing 20 fucking artists a day.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm like, bro, no.
Yeah, because
I'm tired of it. I'm whatever excuse I'm gonna make up.
Yeah.
But bro, I definitely don't see any of this happening.
It's like where some people haven't even seen some of my content with some other people because I'm putting a show, let's say like 1 a day, 2 a day, 3 a day, sometimes 4 a day, and it's like.
And then think about this: out of all like 4 of those, that you're putting together, probably no disrespect for the artist, probably only 1 of those is something to hold on to. The other 4 is just because you did it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste the footage and you want to have content.
And it's live
but out of the 4, this one is probably gonna only be the one that you need to be like them. They really like this one. The other 4 is just there's like someone that has nothing going on.
And it's true because I see it, in like the views. Like let's say on YouTube, you see it on the views. You see how many like when people comment on old lives and stuff, you still get it. And some of them not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, what do I do it for? I do it, for to feel good about it because it's kind of like a therapy type session type deal for me at times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without having to hire a therapist,
Mm-hmm.
We're like, hey man, come on through, be on the BoneZone. We can talk about life, death, everything else in between. And I think that's something that I try to get across. Of course, not just for the city of San Antonio, but just anybody in general that watches, because we have Facebook friends all over, the U.S., all over the world, and those people can be watching and they're like, man, I like this guy, yada yada, or they can watch because they hate us. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's support in a way. It's just like when people say they don't believe in God. Well, you believe that there's not something. So even though you believe something doesn't exist, you still believe in something.
Right.
So shut the fuck up.
I understand. I think 100%.
Right? Does that make sense, right?
No, that does make sense. And like I said, I think that you have something immaculate. I'm always, like you said, I'm always on your end.
Yes, sir.
When I do the interviews, I'm on that end. So I'm the interviewer, not the interviewee. Me being the interviewee on the opposite end today, I can honestly say that you got something amazing. And I'm definitely impressed. Especially with a do-it-yourself setup. This is immaculate. I say we used to do. I don't give a fuck if you had a car, whatever you did, you coming on our show.
Yeah.
And what happened was we started saying that damn, we oversaturating ourselves. Like who the hell is this person that does gardening? Why do we have them on our show just because they do gardening?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Then we say, you know what? Let's start sticking to a script on who we gonna have on the show. Listen, we want to have every rapper on the show. But can we get the ones that's gonna boost our numbers or ones that people are interested in first?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We want to have politicians on our show. We don't want to just make it all rappers. We got police officers and so I see that for this as well. And the setup is
Well,
if you took all this down and I walked in here and all this shit was down, it'd be equivalent to like me cutting my son's hair after all these years. Like you get what I'm saying? Like why did you do this?
I did take I used to have like the foam on the top, but then I took that down because I made like a little room in my pantry where it's like where I do my promos, like for the little promo where I did today for the flyer thing. So that's where I do, and it's actually literally a pantry, so that's why I call it the pantry.
I built my studio out of my garage. When you walk in, you can't.
I'll show you when we get off right now, baby.
Excellent.
All right, what the fuck? All right, cool. So this house that we're in was actually built in 1884. It's one of the oldest houses in the west side of San Antonio.
1884.
Yes, sir, 1884. And then what they used to do during like Prohibition and all that stuff, when they used to do the little cattle trails, they'll come from, of course, California. They come through here. Like the whole reason why they do the that little shit where they have the cattle go down Houston and all that stuff. They go down the east side for the rodeo.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Well, we do the black rodeo. Well, so I'm familiar with the black rodeo. I don't even really know the rodeo. I've never. Okay, tell me about the rodeo.
West Houston, which is of course this street.
I grew up on East Houston, so I'm familiar with this street.
So in Houston, the whole thing, they used to do the cattle drives. So when they actually did have the cattle drives come here, in the early 1900s.
So is that when, because we do see the cattle when they drive, when they walk the cattle now. Usually these are like our black cowboys doing this, but
Yeah.
they they drive, they walk all the way down into the country down East Houston. You know, if you keep going down East Houston, it
Well,
turns
it's
into
Houston.
yeah, it turns into it going into like out of town or some shit.
Yeah, so this is like that trail
Okay.
right here. So outside, when people come through, the people that own, well, the great grandparents that owned the house, they would feed them, the cowboys, coffee and beans for 5 cents. You know, they'll trade or whatever, and they said that 6 of them will come in, they'll go to town, 2 or 3 will return. And they used to do healings here in this house, in the front room. Like there was.
Hold on, 2 or 3 return because they died.
Yeah, like who knows? This is the Wild Wild West,
right?
You know, so like, and they used to have a healer from Mexico, like a male healer, like kind of like that brujadera type stuff. Not really like that, but he was like a healer, like a spiritual healer, and he would do stuff like that in the front. This is real
in here.
Yeah, not in this room.
In this house.
Yeah.
Hold up, bro. Not no ghost shit or nothing, right?
No, well, there's not a lot of activity here because you know when you just let it, but there's not like no crazy shit. But there are a lot of stories. Next door, actually, there's my old grandma's house. My
you
dad
believe in ghosts?
Yeah, of course I do. I had I had a moment where I was told that I maybe was possessed by an Indian because I was outside and I was cutting the trees and shit like that. And 2 hours later, I'm still back there, but I'm fucking making a teepee. I made a teepee, bro, out of the shit that I cut, like all the wood. I never made a teepee in my life, but I'm peeling the fucking like the bark from the wood.
You was living here when that happened?
Yeah, and
we better move your ass out.
I made a teepee in the backyard. The teepee stayed up for like 2 years, and like I didn't think that made that shit with bark and put in the thing that I fucking made a teepee, and I was like, what the fuck? And like, I wasn't doing any drugs then. Um, so I don't know what the fuck. Maybe I was just bored.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not a ghost believer.
Yeah.
Just before we get out of here, I'm gonna tell a ghost story real quick.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's not even a ghost story. So my grandmother passed, right, when I was 13 years old, right? January 19th, which is one of my other best friend's birthday. So she passed on one of my best friend's birthday, right? Josh Den. So we stand in these apartments. Well, we stand in my neighborhood, Dietrich Road, and we stand in apartment 22A, right? So this is a 3-bedroom. So after my great grandma passed, I grew up with my grandma, my great grandmother, and me. So we got my grandmother's room, my room, and my great grandmother's room. After my great grandmother passed, we moved out of this apartment into another apartment in the neighborhood. Like I always lived in the neighborhood, but we just moved into a 2-bedroom now. So we moved into the front. So we moved into the front, maybe like a week later, you know, a couple of days later, they got some more people moving in, right? Now in this in this little part of the complex, my friends live next door upstairs. You know, you can go upstairs. So they live there. So I'm back over there, right? It's still in the same complex, but I go over there to hang out because my friends live there. So my friends, we chilling, we standing on the steps with some white people. We don't know, this is a black neighborhood. It's probably Peter and his family, and the maintenance man. These are only Mexican people in my neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? Like, and Vinny, like it's like 4 Mexican people in my neighborhood, and the other people are they family, like it's their family. But the people that's coming outside and playing is like 4 people. So these white people are moving in, and these are like some like white people. Like these are white people. They moving into the apartment. And they moving into my old apartment, whatever. We just standing there kicking it. All right, cool. How y'all doing? They greet themselves. How you doing? Moving in there? All right, cool.
Little B used to live there.
Hell no, we're not saying shit.
Oh, okay.
We're not saying shit. Like I don't deal with certain energies. Like I'm never going back in that apartment or nothing. You know, even as a young kid, I'm 13 at this time, but I'm like, eh. But anyway, they moving in. They nice people. We not bothering them. They moving in. Taking stuff off the U-Haul. All right, we go play. That same night, we see these people moving. No, I'm sorry. The next morning, right? We see these people moving out. They just moved in yesterday afternoon. We see them moving out. Now, my great grandma, very beautiful. She black and Indian.
She passed away in that house?
Not in the house. No. She passed away at the hospital. But very beautiful. Like my family's beautiful, but my grandmother is, oh, she's gorgeous. My
Yeah.
grandmother is very gorgeous. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you why I say that. But and she looks Indian. She's black and Indian, but she looks more Indian than black. All right. So we see these people moving out the next morning. We like, what the hell? Y'all just moved in? Like literally, I was just watching y'all move in yesterday, and you moving out. These people say it's a ghost in there, and we're like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, last night this Indian lady was walking through the night through the house, and she pushed her hand through the wall, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, an Indian lady is in there. She pushed her hand through the wall, so they moving they shit. I don't like, bro, they bullshit. So Jill, my one of my partners, Jillian, if she hearing this, she like, this shit is true. She goes in the house. They're like, come look, man. They don't know I ever stayed there. They's white. That's why I mentioned they white. We don't know these people. They just moving in. They're like, yeah, come look at this shit. Jill goes and then she says, Aubrey, it's a handprint pushed into the wall like somebody punched it. But imagine somebody put, like, you can't, only way to do that is to carve your fucking hand. She's like, bro, it isn't like somebody just pushed their hand and imprinted their hand into the wall like they like looking for something. Like cement when you no, they said that shit. The people like she was walking around like she was looking for something, and then she like just pushed her hand through the wall and disappeared. That shit spooked the shit out of me. But what made it real is because my great grandma actually does look very Indian, and these people did just move in and move out and say that there was a ghost in the fucking house walking around. Yeah. That's as far as a ghost story goes with me. But other than that, I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah. It's one of those things like if when you open a door to something, then you know it's accessible to everybody. But something like if it's dormant, then you're like, oh yeah, you forget about it. But then once it, hey, what's up? Hey, boom, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't want to see no ghosts. They always ask me, hey, what if you see your great grandma or see your best, like my best friend pass? I'll keep your ass where y'all at.
I think with a lot of that, it's mainly like energies. Like you'll feel like I know sometimes. Let's say if you're at a place where like you lost somebody, or like you know
money. You got that right. I'm
screwed. You go to restaurants. You go there. You go here. You go there, and you're like, man, I used to always go here with my mom's or something, and or like you're back at the old house where you're grown up at, or where your parents lived or whatever. And then sometimes, like me personally, because my grandmother, she actually used to do stuff where she can be a speaker and she can be able to talk. And I don't really know all the details on that.
I be scared,
like,
man.
Like
I be scared of the
motherfucker. When you get older, then things start to like talk to you, right? And you're like, what did I hear? And then like when it's like, oh, you have an idea, and you're like, I didn't come up with that idea. Who came up with that idea?
Damn.
And it's like it's the energy around you that are like, hey, you need to do this. Where people that you don't know are there, you know, they're me personally, like in my belief,
right.
You know, of course, I believe that the Bible was written by a man, like somebody, like people within time, they write it. So there's so many different versions of the Bible.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But is it real? Who knows? They say the Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth, right? Like,
who said
who
that?
knows?
Yeah,
the afterlife. What's really gonna happen when we die? Should we even really care about what happens when we die? Like,
I think that death is exactly, and who knows? Yeah. If I had to tell you what death is, what makes me comfortable, I feel like death is what was it like before you were born.
Yeah.
Like, what did you? That's exactly it. I think death is going to be just like before you were born. That's how it's going to feel.
Like they talk about heaven. I'm like, bro, we are not up in heaven and the shit that we're buried in.
But then again, like, who knows? No one has died to come back and tell you, oh, this was going to
like, hey, man, Tupac and Biggie, they chilling, they cool, they ain't even beefing no more.
I think us as human beings. Yeah. Because this cat, you think this cat is worried about going to heaven? Like he's just being a cat.
Yeah.
He's just being. And that's what's so beautiful. He's just being. I think that us as humans, we so sophisticated and we got higher intelligence to where we need something to lean on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Something to believe.
Because we don't even know where we come from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But you think that this cat is sitting there worried about specifically where it's just being.
Like, hey, give me some attention.
He don't know the difference between that and whatever the fuck else. It's like that's why cats get hit by cars and like they don't know the difference between this and that. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? They just being.
They don't stop at the red light. They're like, oh shit, it's yellow.
humans come up with all these restrictions and that and this and that and that and this and that. So I just think that us as humans, we just need something to believe in to keep us going strong. Because if we had no faith in anything or didn't believe that it was going to be better tomorrow, everybody would commit suicide. This world would be an anarchy. You get what I'm saying? Because shit, I think that not knowing is what keeps us on a what keep life on a straight path. Not knowing, because if we knew hell was not real or heaven, not saying it is or isn't, but just hypothetically, if someone came and said and gave you proof, oh, you can do whatever you want, ain't nothing's gonna happen to you in the afterlife. You just die and then that's it. Yeah. If they knew that for a fact, bro, people would be going fucking crazy. People would be killing people. Oh, I don't got to worry about I don't got to put my hand on the Bible and swear or whatever. This means nothing to pray and do all of that. We're going anarchy, but the sense of that, hey, your soul is gonna be doomed or whatever the fuck if this happens. I think that keeps, so human beings, we need something to keep our minds steady, because if we didn't have it, oh fuck this, fucking cat runs.
Yeah, that's it.
But
yeah, I feel you. Even I got scared. I was like, what's going on?
But that's just how I feel. That. And again, I can be incorrect because I don't even fucking know where humans come from. So
it's like when we start pointing fingers, we got those fingers pointing back at us.
It's like I don't fucking know. I think that everyone just comes up with their best assumptions, and whatever makes them comfortable is what is true for them.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
That's a thing. Like people who go to church and we're like you grow up like so holy, and then like when they go back home, like that person might be a fucking serial killer. Like you have no fucking idea what people fucking like. And
they might not even go to hell for it.
Yeah, like who knows?
Who knows? Who knows
what they're really praying for?
Like they might not even go to hell for that, because maybe it is a hell, maybe it isn't, but we don't know. But we can get into that all day. But
we'll say that for another episode. We'll talk about that on Radioactive Podcast.
We'll talk about that on Radioactive. We'll talk about that on Radioactive.
Lambo, I do appreciate you for being on. I know we got into some of your music, not too much music. That was
all good. This was beautiful. Yeah,
because people already know who you are.
I will say that Our Life of Shay Little season 2 is premiering either this month or next. They still going through the editing. I'll get with them and see. It's not a direct date, but season 2 of the new sitcom is coming out within the next month.
Let's talk about that a little bit before we hit them with the deuce.
Shout out to Good Visual. Shout out to D Wayne. Shout out to Tanya Goodlow. They actually who casted me for season 1. Shout out to Deanna Brown as well. She casted me as well. I got in season 1 and got booked to do season 2, and season 2 is gonna be out either this month or next, but January at the latest is gonna be out.
Where's that? Is that on like streaming services?
Yeah, so you can go to goodvisuals.com. You can, if you want to do it for free, you can go to YouTube, and then also, I don't know if it's there yet because he has his 2 movies there on Amazon Prime and all the other Netflix networks. We'll see if it's going to be whenever. I don't know when Our Life of Shay is going to get picked up. I'm sure it will. But you can also watch it on Music Flix. Shout out to my dude DJ 750 and PAB. Download the Music Flix app on your TV on your Roku, and you can watch it there as well. So nice. The season 2 coming out January at the latest.
So social media, where can everybody?
Official Lambo Warren. Y'all can follow me on Instagram. And that's pretty much it. And then on YouTube, Lambo Warren.
No TikTok, no Snapchat, none of that stuff.
I don't got a Snapchat. No, I don't got a Snapchat. I don't got no. I don't even be on TikTok like that. Most of my stuff comes from Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Official Lambo Warren, YouTube, Lambo
Spotify
Warren.
With the podcast.
Hey, Spotify, Radioactive Podcast, and Radioactive together. Radioactive and then podcast. And y'all see me and AC, we some superheroes. Y'all see us as the logo. Radioactive Podcast, and we film every Wednesday. I appreciate that. We film every Wednesday on if we go live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday. Shout out to Vibe Pod Media. That's where we shoot at. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Nice. You can catch Radioactive Podcast. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, again, shout out to the live studio audience.
Hey, shout out to y'all, man. For real.
And then we are. This is the point where we hit him with that deuce apple juice.
Deuce apple juice.
Right. So, we're going to say goodbye. This is what I do. Mother, I love you, of course, not just today, but every day. Family, friends, family. Boneheads, bitches, bitch ass hoes, hoe ass bitches, and bitch ass niggas. Because Yes, even the male can be a bitch too. For Lambo Warren, it is I, Billy on the board. We're on podcast.
Bye.
Yeah, that's my little radio voice. I know. We're done.